5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we can see, we've been seeing a little bit of, and I didn't put it in the title, but I've been seeing this as well about the Ethereum ETF, which is interesting. So this is something we'll talk about. There's a lot, but the Ethereum spot ETFs have all been approved. We had one of the most manipulated dumps you will ever see, and we'll read through this as well so we can see. And obviously the obvious question is going to be with the community, is XRP going to come next? We'll talk about how Coinbase finally relisted XRP for New York users. So now New York residents, all the ones that have messaged me over the years, Coinbase now has relisted XRP in New York. So at the very least, you can get on Coinbase if you live in New York, and you can at least find solace in the fact you can buy XRP again. And that's nothing small. That's nothing small. So that's obviously something that that's very important, and we'll talk about that during this live, because there's been over the years so many people from New York that ask me, how do I buy? And up until now, there's really no solution. And now there is. So if you're on Coinbase, you can certainly buy through there. I'll be looking through other exchanges just to see if anything pops up in the next couple days, to see if this maybe starts something much larger. But it's good to see that the ones on Coinbase will be able to use this. And you know, it's something. And then if you're looking to trade XRP in the USA or worldwide, you can always use BITUNIX or BITUNIX. And then if you have the ability, which in the USA you won't, if you're looking to trade the spot XRP Bitcoin pairing, you can use MEXC, which I'll share that because everybody always likes me to share it. But I have BITUNIX there that I'll pin the comment. But yeah, I would look into both of those exchanges if you're looking to save money on spot and leverage trading, or if you want to have the option to be able to do both. But anyhow, going into this, XRP, all of crypto, when you want to talk about manipulation in a sector, it was very prevalent today. XRP went from a area around 53 cents, and you can see it ended up at 54.9. That tells a big different story. If you bring it down in the 5-minute, look what ended up happening here. So let's just say you made a good trade, right? And I was trying to say this earlier. You made a good trade. You're at 52.8, and you're like, I think it's going to go to 53.7 cents. You go take a piss. On a 5-minute candle, it goes all the way up to 54.7, and within another 6 to 7 minutes from the time it started moving up, it had dropped down all the way to 49.4 cents. That's an incredible differential. And then in the next several minutes, it pushed all the way back up to almost 53 cents. So you very well could have got liquidated going long or short in that 10-minute stretch, even if you were right on both sides of the play. That is one of the most manipulated moments you will see, and that happens quite often. And now this should give a lot of liquidity for what's coming next. And with the Ethereum ETF being approved, that's not anything small. That's not a small thing. And yeah, we remember what happened with Bitcoin. It dumped right on the ETF approval news. This dumped going into the approval news. And then we should see some extreme volatility though. And can you imagine, because it's going to happen with that crypto, with the bill passing yesterday, the FIT21, and with everything that's happening with the Ripple XRP or Ripple versus SEC case, you better believe at some point here, you're going to get an XRP ETF. I can almost guarantee that. And I think that's a reason why they're suppressing the price, so that everybody who's getting in institutional-wise, partner-wise, the ones who have helped them along the way, they're getting that amount of time, and they know, and I suspect that the 272 million XRP that was bought and shifted today, there's a reason why. There's a reason why. Or the last 24 hours. There's a reason why. Ones that are privy to a lot more information than we are know something. And like, I am so proud of myself because I dedicated to the XRP Bitcoin pairing. If anything else, if the bearing goes wrong, I can always sell it back as XRP. And that's an additional roughly 9,000 XRP I've acquired. If you want to look at it in those terms, through the XRP Bitcoin pairing. If I were to choose to sell it in XRP, which that's not my intention. But now you add that onto what I have clearly well over 20,000 XRP if you look at it in those terms. And I was very transparent with everybody that I've been building for a reason through the XRP Bitcoin pairing. It gives me the option of not just selling it through back into Bitcoin if the price differential becomes so great. That, see, the whole point of the XRP Bitcoin pairing, so yes, you can sell it back into XRP, and I can act like I have about 9,000 extra XRP right now, or why most people do it is they're looking for the appreciation against Bitcoin. So you have to buy into it with Bitcoin, but you can sell back out into XRP into cash. But what you're looking for if you're making this play, you're giving yourself the option of XRP is going to outperform Bitcoin, whether it's a drop or a bigger gain. And then you can see that when you sell it, you would end up acquiring more Bitcoin because the XRP Bitcoin pair, it'd be higher in XRP's favor. Therefore, when you sell into Bitcoin, you get more appreciation because Bitcoin's, you know, less appreciation. So you get more Bitcoin for your XRP and Bitcoin pairing when you sell it back. That's the option. That's what you're trying to do. So, Velo, no, isn't Velo on Stellar? I'm not convinced either, Alice Pond. That's why I said I've heard, but I don't know. That's why I didn't put it in my title. I refuse to put it in my title because I just don't know. And I agree with you. I haven't seen anything official that I know of. But I'm sorry, but isn't Velo, is that on the X? I swear, maybe I'm mixing it up with another one. Why do I feel like Velo, I very well could be mixing it up. I probably am mixing it up. I probably am mixing it up. I've been looking at so many on the SEX and on the ledgers and the Stellar decks and all that stuff that my mind gets a little. No, yeah, I've been watching Velo for some time. Oh, XRP. Okay, that makes sense. Yes, very much so, Louisville. Very much so similar to the strategy with the XRP, or with the gold-silver ratio. You're absolutely right. When you buy silver, when the ratio gets out of control. So right now, it's out of control in Bitcoin's favor. So this would be like buying silver over gold. So right now in this equation, XRP silver, and the ratio just continues to push into our favor as to the ratio with Bitcoin. So that's absolutely on the point. I thought Velo was on Stellar because I've done a lot of research on Velo, but I just don't want to speak out of line. I thought it was on Stellar. Yep, thank you, Kryptonian. And I watch SHX too on here pretty routinely as well. But Velo is one that I really am interested in. Let me type that in. I'm glad somebody reminded me of that name. Yeah, we're going to read through what they said about Ethereum. Because on the SEC website, at least when I came on, and somebody actually said it as well, it wasn't on the website. So I'm waiting for their confirmation. Oh, Stellar's Ledger is crazy fire. SHX is a big one too. SHX is a big one on their rotation. But I mean, this is consolidating in a very big way. We'll look at this if we have time. We'll look at this if we have time. I got it on my charts. We'll do it together. But Velo is absolutely a good price. I just noticed that. That's why I added it. Being down to that 0.18 level. I remember just a couple of days ago, not even a couple weeks ago even. No, yeah, this was just a couple weeks, not even 2 weeks ago. It was up at 2.9. I remember seeing this, and we talked about it on the air once. Man, we're going to go into that chart here as we go along. So if you stick around, we'll go into it. Please make sure to hit that like button. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We'll talk about what looks to be an Ethereum ETF being approved, 9 of them by the SEC. So we'll take a look at that. As the XRP volume skyrocketed throughout the day, but in the last 24 hours, but we know what happened. We had major volatility that brought the price anywhere between 49 all the way up to 54.5 cents roughly. And then as XRP set for a rally after Coinbase listing in New York, all this stuff all leads me to believe that we're in the right spot, not just with XRP, but the XRP Bitcoin pairing as well. And even yesterday, I bought an extra $35 for no other reason than the fact I'm trying to buy every day. It seems to have settled in a range, so I don't have to go extraordinary each day. But I do have $4,300 plus dollars. It's like $4,331. I can check right now to see where we're at. I know I'm up, but it's not substantial. It is not substantial by any means. And I do this on MEXC, so I did share that in the comments somewhere, so you'll be able to look. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. The position's back down now. And I have $4,288 in the position. It's fallen back down by 0.79%, or down $34.21. I forgot. It was up when it was close to the 7-8 cent level today. So down 33 bucks right now, or 0.75%. If anything, I'm very transparent when I look at my stuff. And I'll even correct myself very quickly if I make a mistake like just now. So that's what we're looking at. Make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this this live. More and more people need to be in here today because there's a lot of information, including the possibility with this approval by the SEC for the ETF for Ethereum. And that leads us to believe that it won't be long for the XRP approval. At the end of this case, and with that bill that was passed yesterday with FIT 21, it's all pointing in the favor of XRP Ripple. It really is. Something big is going to happen in the future, and I am firmly implanted with over $4,000 more than I expected to have within the XRP ecosystem. Not just that, we're ripping it, or at least we're up 1x right now on my average at 2.7 on XRP Healthcare, and this is after it retraced. So we're doing very nice there. XRP's ecosystem has been very kind to us. We just have to pay attention to it. And the pairing is going to be very, very kind to us. The last time we were in it, it made us a very nice quick rally of, what was it, 30% in like 2 days. This one, I told everybody it was a building and we have to accumulate until the time's ready. And I can't wait to do it with each and every one of you. I'll give you a second to hit that like button as we're going to do a quick intro here, as I've already done the timestamp. But I like to play this if for no other reason than to show my appreciation from 3 years ago when this was made for me. And it gives me great honor that somebody in the audience created this. So I'll be back very quickly. So welcome in, everybody. I greatly appreciate you tuning in. As you've noticed, I started out my lives, my updates lately by starting out with the intro right away, at least the timestamp part of it. And then I'll talk, try to explain what's going on, and then I'll play my intro that somebody made for me because I really appreciate it. And even if it gets negativity or positivity, I'll continue to play it. So right now, XRP is down 0.46% to 52.46 cents. As we know, extreme volatility on the day. Extreme volatility, and it came all the way back down to see if you take out the short pattern. We came all the way down, and this uptrending support showed support. The area you want to buy this, if you want to be safe, unless there's a breakdown, is that 497 area. The next safe area would be if it holds 537. The next area of opportunity is if XRP holds 53.7 cents. Speaking of area of opportunity, real quick, as gold dropped $50 as we expect, we had to have a pullback. And now we're going to end up in extreme oversold by the end of this week as we go into Memorial Day tomorrow. I mean, we're extremely oversold 2 hour, 3 hour, and yeah, I sneaked this in. 4 hourly. Look at how we ended. Gold's in the oversold range. And then we've got B2 Gold here that's retraced. And I'm getting ready, and I know it's crazy because I've already got a lot in it, but I very well could be putting more dry powder into this. And I'm looking because it's entered the oversold, and eventually this is going to have a nice rotation back up, and when it does, I'll be happy collecting a 6% dividend until it rotates, because it's going to happen in a relatively short amount of time. So take advantage of some of these opportunities. Remember when we were buying the gold-silver ratio on silver, and we were buying silver, was up at 90 to 100. No less than 80, but always near 90 to 100. So just a change in that has been found. It's been pretty profound. But with XRP, I'm sorry, I had to sneak that in there, otherwise I would have forgot. XRP, we came down to support. Now it's simple. It's simple. Are we going to ride into this holiday weekend on fire? If this ETF approval is for real with Ethereum, I mean, it just says something. When they said that they were looking at them for being an unregistered security and then they're going to approve it that quickly, they got no leg to stand on with XRP if this is the case. So yeah, there's that. I know all the comments got away from me, and I'll comment to you as you guys talk now, but I got to read through some of them. But it's definitely gotten too far from us. So after yesterday's little disaster in the chat, I kind of not ignored, but I'm not putting as much focus on the chat because I was disappointed in the chat yesterday, let's just say. A few sour apples, you know, really turned the intensity around. So that's what I'm looking at here for XRP. We're still set up in what could be a bear flag, bull flag combination, but we'll see if this plays out to be true. That's right, George. I agree with that. UK Phil, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6 months, along with Simon. I appreciate that with the XRP Meteor. Tanya, welcome in, love, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So Bad. Denzo, welcome in. EOC, good evening. Trading with J-Ride, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. So we're stuck within these patterns. XRP, as we see earlier, we very briefly fell outside of this cup and handle. But again, all it did was tested the neckline. This is the problem with leverage trading. If anybody was here yesterday, I said, yes, I had a couple very successful trades in the couple days prior and then leading into yesterday. But what did I say specifically on the live yesterday? Until further notice, I am not leverage trading because of the way it looks. It was too volatile, and the fact that it could have went up or down, it made leverage trading very difficult. And I'm glad I did that, because I would have lost a lot of money in the last 24 hours, no matter which way I went. Because the chances are you would have got liquidated in that candle today. I don't know how many people, because I don't know many people that trade under 10x at all. I don't know many people in this community that trade under 35, which always was astounding to me. But I mean, look at that liquidity candle. You're talking about just from, well, I mean, forget that, but just look at it from here, from 54.7, and this was a 5-minute candle. It shows it in the 2 hourly, but you're talking about an almost 7% drop, but it was the entirety. And notice how it's on this one. Look at the difference, and I'm going to show you what they do. So this is not a perpetual futures contract. Look where it ended up, at 50.4 cents. Now, I only say that because look where the perpetual futures contract ended up, even though they're pretty similar right now, right? Almost within a 0.03 cents. So it's 52.73 to 52.75. But as we barely dropped to just under 51 cents with the one in US dollars, look what happened to the perpetual futures price. You want to talk about a liquidity strike? This came all the way down to 49.4 cents. 49.4 cents. So if you're talking about a perpetual futures contract, and if you end up looking on your exchange across the board, you're going to see a bigger drop in the perpetual futures. That's over 10%. Anybody from about 7x and up, guarantee liquidation, unless they're on a cross margin, which can get dangerous, but it would have saved you here. Anybody 7x and up, liquidated in a 5-minute candle. 5 minutes. And then you talk about the ones going long and short. Well, the longs got liquidated and the shorts got liquidated on the pullback up. Most of them, and if you want to know why, most people then would start to go short down here, and they see the price falling apart, and all of a sudden it breaks under this key line, and now they're like, you know what? I'll take a shot at 50.2 cents. only to watch it 7 minutes later on them come back up 7.5%. So they very well could have got liquidated, only to see that then come back down and they probably got liquidated. And now they're sitting there saying, well, this is bullshit. And then it gets rejected up here just to come back down another fucking 6.9%. Now they're back to even basically, except they got liquidated. So there was a lot of mass manipulation, not just going on in XRP, but in crypto as a whole, setting up for what ended up being an announcement supposedly of the Ethereum ETF being approved. So now what we start to see is what the hell is going on with XRP. Well, first things first, XRP set for rally after Coinbase listing in New York. So that's some breaking news in the last few hours. Jan, welcome in, love. I'm glad to see you in here, and thanks for sticking in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. But Coinbase did relist XRP for New York residents. So I'll try to get a link in my comments so that, you know, the ones in New York can actually find it through my link, since the other ones won't work. I'm going to do my due diligence tonight and try to have one ready for tomorrow so that you guys will be able to click on it. So Coinbase chief legal officer announced the listing of XRP for its New York clients. XRP was initially removed from the exchange in January of 2021 due to an SEC lawsuit on claims of the asset breaking securities regulations. XRP could see a rally as the move should renew investor optimism and confidence in the digital asset. XRP is among trending cryptocurrencies on Thursday after Coinbase chief legal officer Paul Grewal announced that the crypto exchange has relisted the digital token for its clients in New York. Coinbase removed the token across its U.S. markets in January of 2021 due to a lawsuit that Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, filed against XRP's parent company, Ripple. In an X post on Thursday, Coinbase chief legal officer Paul Grewal announced that the exchange has heard the voices of its users and has decided to bring back the XRP trading to its New York clients. XRP was removed from Coinbase in January of 2021 following a lawsuit from the SEC against Ripple Labs, the company behind the XRP token. The lawsuit claimed that the token operated as an unregistered security used to fund the company's platform in 2013. The aftermath led to long battle between Ripple and the SEC that has not yet to be fully concluded. With the lawsuit in place, Coinbase and other crypto exchanges were forced to delist XRP from their U.S. markets. That's not true. They were not forced to. They just didn't understand the law. As Uphold, BITUNIX, and a few sparingly ones kept it listed. So that is not actually accurate. Coinbase's relisting of XRP follows the House of Representatives passing the FIT21 bill on Wednesday. The bill, which received strong bipartisan support, will provide clear rules to guide the operation of the crypto industry in America. Coinbase was also subject to a lawsuit from the SEC in June. The regulator claimed that the crypto exchange broke securities laws by allowing unregistered sales of securities to the general public. XRP could see a rally as Coinbase's move may renew investor optimism and confidence in the asset. The battle between Ripple and the SEC might also see a rapid conclusion since Ripple was actively involved in pushing the FIT21 bill to address the state of digital assets. XRP is down 0.09%. It's down a little bit more than that now as it's trading at about 52.7 cents. So that's one story down. And then in lieu of all of this stuff, XRP skyrocketed 60% in volume as XRP price outpaced Bitcoin. So XRP trading volume soared 60% in 24 hours, outperforming Bitcoin with significant price gains and market decline in Coinbase listing. I'm like, why is there so much traffic out here? It's almost 6 o'clock. Everybody's getting home from work or cutting through our sub to go home. And for everybody who's been watching me over the last 3 years and watching Napa behind me, wow, 115 people, please make sure that like button is, we're barely batting 50%. The only time that would be good is in baseball or shooting a field goal. You know, we got to do a little bit better than that. The information is worth it. And if for any other reason we can get a wider viewing audience so that more people can get the information, that's very, very important. But if you've been watching me for 3 years, Napa has been over here for 64 years. They had a dispute with the runners that they're running for the building. I can't believe they didn't buy it 60 years ago. But they're running. I guess the price went up too high. They moved to the worst location over here. It's only like 2 miles down the road. But it's very congested. They're very unhappy. So they're not going to be here next week. So after this weekend, I don't think we see Napa anymore. And it's going to be really weird doing the updates without them driving by and when you see me do my stuff. So 4X did not get liquidated. Excellent. That's why I said 7X and up. I thought everything under 7, at least 7 or lower, maybe 8 or higher would have been. But I thought below 7 was safe. So I thank you for confirming that to me on 4X. That's why I personally don't mind the lower leverages, because you can sustain liquidity strikes like that. And you really had to have a lower leverage. 4X is beautiful. 4X is a good amount. That's a good amount. That's enough to get you 4 times the trading and the profits on a trade, which means even on a 2.5% trade, you can make bank by making about 10%, which is okay. That's okay. So that's the reason, and that's the advantage of doing a 4X. It really is. And you really only need a 2.5% move. And I've done this many times around the 4 and 5X leverage, I'll admit it. And I might use the larger sum of money. But then if I was going to trade like a $3,500 spot position, a lot of times, you know, I'll trade $800 to $900 and just put it on 4 or 5X. I've done that many times to try to get the most bang for my buck, so I don't have to put a large amount. But sometimes it can backfire still, but absolutely. So XRP trading volume soared 60% in 24 hours, outperforming Bitcoin with significant price gains amid market decline in Coinbase listing. So trading value of derivatives on the popular cryptocurrency XRP has increased. XGP, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Media. Joshy Sauce, welcome in. And I appreciated your comment on my short video when you gave some information for everybody about the trade that happened with how many XRP were bought and sold in such a short amount of time. I appreciated your due diligence in sharing that. The notable growth was primarily due to a significant increase in the turnover of perpetual XRP futures, which reached a whopping 2 billion simultaneously on the spot market. The trading volume of XRP increased by 18.4% to reach 1.75 billion. Combined, these figures brought the total turnover of XRP on decentralized platforms to a staggering 3.75 billion in a single day. And by the way, it is hot. It is so hot out here. It is so hot that makes it uncomfortable a little bit. And it's not even that hot. Yesterday was hotter. Right now it's 81, but it's humid. You know, yesterday was like 87 when I was doing this. But yeah, I don't know. It is better hot than cold because you can do more stuff. I love the growing season. I've got watermelon, cucumbers, corn, what else? Potatoes, green beans, strawberries. I have 1 peach on my peach tree for the first time in a couple years now, which is awesome, which means it can grow fruit, which it can bear fruit, which is awesome. I've got 4 of my marijuana or my cannabis that are finally grow out of the ground. So I got 4 of them for this season so far that are looking nice. I think that's everything. I think that's everything I got going right now. I can't think of anything else, but I definitely have a green thumb and I like doing it. Tanya says she had to turn the heating on today. Very, very interesting. As we're going into the warm time and you're just in the cold time. And yes, gardening is definitely picking up, my friend. I can't remember who just said that. I'll have to see. XRP skyrockets 60% in volume as XRP price outperforms Bitcoin. In addition, the price of XRP against Bitcoin rose by more than 3%. However, we've given some of that back. It was at 785. We're up to 778. Ooh, we've come up a little bit. We've come up about 1%. I might be back to even. Exciting times. But I'm telling you, I'm looking for a major opportunity with that XRP Bitcoin pairing. Yeah, I'm up $10 now, 1/4%. $4,298 committed. 4,306 is the value. So now everybody can see I have an average of apparently 776 or 777 sat level. But at the very least, I could sell out my XRP, and I got almost 9,000. It's like 8,000 something within the pairing if you want to go that route. But I wouldn't advise it. That's not why you're buying into the pairing. But yeah. So a lot of stuff going on here. So it's at the 779 sat level. So it's recovered some here. It's only down about 0.0000006 sats. In dollar terms, this growth is characterized by the fact that XRP rose in price by more than 3%, while Bitcoin fell by 1.26%. This dive, never been to Hawaii, EOC, believe it or not. 78 is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And welcome in from Hawaii, and I appreciate the continued commitment. The divergence is largely due to the recent market decline, which has seen positions worth $119.85 million liquidated in a few hours. So $119.85 million was liquidated in just a few short hours on XRP. That's insane. XRP's positive momentum is fueled by Coinbase's decision to add a token to its platform, a move that will make the cryptocurrency available to New Yorkers for the first time since its removal in 2021. Amid Ripple's legal battle with the SEC, the development has significantly boosted XRP's market presence and trading activity. So that's two stories knocked out. And now the one that most of you are probably waiting for. The SEC approves all spot Ethereum ETFs. And please hit that like button if you would, just to push the content forward. You hit that like button when somebody's looking through their lives to find content or looking through the news feed. My live will pop up, my channel, my content, and whether you're a newer or older user, you'll be able to see me when you're looking through the news feed. But this is the news of the hour. Supposedly, the SEC approves all spot Bitcoin or all spot Ethereum ETFs. And this was put out about 15 minutes before I started this live, this particular one. The culmination of a tumultuous journey has finally arrived as the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has approved the issuance of spot Ethereum ETFs. Indeed, the decision arrived just 5 months after the agency granted similar approval to the spot Bitcoin ETFs to start the year. The decision marks the approval of the country's second crypto-based ETF. Moreover, it represents a monumental shift in the overall accessibility of the second largest cryptocurrency to institutional investors. So Watcher Guru said, breaking SEC official approves all spot Ethereum ETFs. I still personally haven't seen it on the SEC's website, so I hope this isn't a bunch of bullshit, because it does happen quite often, and I hope that's not what's going on into the holiday weekend. But I'd love to hear if anybody's seen anything else as I read through this. The spot Ethereum ETF's approval by the SEC. So following the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs at the start of 2024, the market anticipated what cryptocurrency could be next. Naturally, all eyes are directed towards Ethereum. Although it appears likely the overall sentiment of the SEC has diminished optimism that such an approval could take place, that changed significantly at the start of May's second to last week. Seemingly out of nowhere, Bloomberg increased the overall odds from 25 to 75%. Thereafter, the market began anticipating the impending arrival of the Ethereum-based investment offering. Now that the anticipation has been rewarded as the SEC has approved. Yeah, see, that's why I keep saying, I did not put this in my title because I don't trust it yet. I'm reading what it's put out, but I also waited 30 minutes to even talk about this for a reason. I am not convinced yet, until I see it on the SEC's website, that this has happened. I have not seen any real story besides the typical FUD, fear, just open news that gets put out every day. I haven't seen any real concrete evidence besides just these stories. So I still reserve the right to be like, oh, it's happened. That's why I didn't put down breaking news, and I would have got a lot more viewers if I had to put that in the title, but I just don't think it's appropriate yet. Now, that anticipation has been rewarded as the SEC has approved, and this is allegedly. This is speculation and conjecture, nothing more. All spot Ethereum, and now that I know Watcher Guru's the one who released it, maybe that's not good news. Tanya says it's down. It says it's down. Says it's down. Interesting. Interesting. So supposedly it was approved by the conjecture. The landmark decision means that the United States now features crypto-based ETFs for the two major prominent digital assets. I'm still not convinced, though. I'm telling you right now, I am not convinced until I see it from the SEC's website. SEC. At least you can go on sec.gov still. I was just wondering if the whole damn thing was down, or if it's just in regards to searching for an announcement. So, but yeah. But what we're seeing is, with Ethereum, every single person's popping up right now. You're seeing stories everywhere. Everywhere. And I chose one that was only 52 minutes ago. It was only, 12 to 15 minutes by the time I started. The block 8 minutes ago. It says crypto industry heralds historic move as Ethereum ETFs get the green light. And remember, At first, there was an announcement that Bitcoin's ETF was approved, and then that quickly came out a few hours later, maybe the next morning, that was fake. But we don't know. According to the conjecture, the rumor, the speculation, there was an approval of an Ethereum ETF, but we've got no official response on the SEC's website. It's conveniently enough, believe it or not, or couldn't you even understand that this could even happen at a time like this? Their website conveniently went down where you would look. So, right now, XRP trying to catch a bid here. It's at 52.84. And it looks like we're putting in, could be a big W reversal. I mean, after that monumental dump of about 10 or 11% in just mere minutes, like 4 minutes, we got a lot of liquidity here now, folks. Everything we needed, we did. Take notes, because gold and silver is doing about the same thing. And they're going to have a rebound when it's ready. That's going to catch a lot of people off guard. Not us. Not us. And dry powder is king, folks. Like some have said. It's given me the ability to build in over $4,200 in the XRP Bitcoin pairing, unexpectedly, mind you. And I was able to gain 30% more on my $2,500 trade or whatever it was. Somewhere at 25, 30, somewhere around there. So yeah. It's just, I try to stay committed. I try to see where the deals are. And I try to look at things from a logical standpoint. Don't let my emotion take place. And now I can't be stopped. Nothing can stop me now. I'm in a great routine. My son's been doing great. He's in a great routine. Today he went to school and physical therapy, which next week's his last week of physical therapy, as they said that he's graduating from that apparently. Since now he's in the OT, PT, and speech and his program at school. They think that's good enough, and now they're going to stop therapy next week for physical therapy, and he's been doing that for over a year and a half. So that's a blessing. But he went to school and physical therapy today, so he was a trooper, and he handled it beautifully. And they said today was the most they've seen him be able to follow direction, and the fact that, like, his just everything, his coordination, what he was doing, the way he followed commands and everything, they said it was the most they've ever seen. They've never seen him like this. So he's definitely had an impact the last couple of weeks in his program at school, which is great to see. For anybody who's wondering, we're going to relax right now if anybody cares to join me. We'll be doing this for about an hour, so we still got a long ways to go. We still got a long ways to go here. Remember, guys, it's not about the journey. It's not about the journey. It's not about the end, I mean. It's not about when you finally get somewhere. It's all about the journey on the way to the end. Like, one day when this all pans out, and it has been since 21, if you guys have just been following my non-advice, because I'm not a financial advisor, so what the hell do I know? If you've been following what I show you since 21, not only could you have bought XRP at 47 cents and got out at $1.66 and re-entered at 34 cents later on, you could have also had thousands and thousands. On the first turnaround, we had over 13, 14,000 in profit. I showed everybody over the time, over a couple years, along with monthly purchases on top of that, how to buy precious metals when they were cheap. So there's been so much money made in this community. We get a lot of slack in here, but it's just because most don't understand what we do. And now lately they've been calling me XRP dollar error, which I find really funny, because I made a shitload of money off of XRP, and now I have a bunch of precious metals to show for it as well. And all that money's appreciated from $1,600, $1,700 in gold, and around $16 to $19, and sometimes up to $22 in silver. So it just continues to appreciate. So those XRP gains have appreciated still. And I was able to buy, as of right now, if you put it in layman's terms, along with the XRP Bitcoin pairing and my XRP holdings, I've got over 20,000 total tokens if I disperse it in that way. So I've got a large holding. I've doubled my holdings very secretly in the last month, in the last 3 weeks, by doing it through the XRP Bitcoin pairing. Make no mistake about it, you're adding to your XRP holdings that way as well. You just give yourself the option to sell it out against Bitcoin or sell it out as XRP as a whole. So that's why I encourage the XRP Bitcoin pairing if you're doing it from a standpoint when it's way oversold or way undervalued. So I've strategically found a way to increase my 12,000 tokens to over 22. Or almost 21, I should say. So that's a strategic move. I've been doing it very transparently, but I think it goes under the radar. So that means I've got about 7,500 in XRP in some way. Just being real. For Tanya, HBAR. HBAR right now is down about 2.59%. We're just under 11 cents at 10.97 cents. But look at that healthy drop. And very, very, very big drop. And unfortunately, it fell out of this very wide formation. And the technical drop, if it were to continue, is all the way down at 7 cents. And HBAR, because of the misrepresentation, and it wasn't even all false, with the BlackRock and all that stuff, and being associated, the fact that it came out as, it wasn't false, but the way they represented it, it was misrepresented, that pump went for a lot. That ended up being liquidity for likely a drop to 7 cents. And that was my big fear with HBAR after that happened. Hopefully I'm wrong. And now it won't go that low anyhow, because it ended up breaking down over here instead, which is actually not a bad thing. Because now instead of 7 cents, we could come down, now it's only 8 cents. So if this breaks down, we could be looking at a 29% drop from here. But you'd have to get a rejection up here at around 11.37. So Tanya, for me, if you're in this position, or if you're looking to be in a position, pay very close attention. This was a breakdown attempt right now. And this was in a interesting ascending formation. And then it got some fake news that brought it up, you know, out of its rotation, which is going to bring a lot of downside liquidity. And that's what it's trying to do right now. Trying to clean house from all the fake buyers is what I call it. Would you, Adam says, would you mind quickly showing your thoughts on XRP chart? Love your streams, watching from the UK for a long time. Yeah, I'll go back to it. Absolutely. I'll go back to my XRP chart. I talked about it a little bit, but obviously you could have just came in, and I know it's been 41 minutes, but I've been back and forth, left and right, up and down, but I really feel like I've got my renewed passion, my vigor, I'm back to being Tom, and I was missing that for a while because of the uncertainty with my son and just, you know, behind the scenes stuff with him. He deals with a lot since his car accident a couple years ago, but he is on such a good track now that he's put me on a good track, and it just feels so good, so good. So for XRP, my friend, Adam, right now we're in what I would call this ascending formation. This can be perceived as either a bear flag or a bull flag disguised within a bigger bear flag. And right now that looks like is what's happening, unless it breaks down, because you can see this volatility of this wick pull up. Normally you'd want to see, you know, it could just do this, and then maybe, or because it came up like this, you just want to see like this maybe. You don't want to see such an extreme pullback so quickly, like to where when these candles are closing, they're just ending up being big wicks. And you can take it into smaller time frames, it's the same. You had a big wick pull up here, and that almost looks like a big liquidity flush. Comes back into the ascending formation. Now we're confused. Now as the technical trader doing analysis, is that a bear flag or is that a bull flag disguised in a much bigger bear flag? If that's the case, it would have to come up here. First layer would be right here. It should come up to, even if it's a fake out, it should exhaust this. No, I'm sorry. Even if it's a fake out, it should come up to 57.1 to 57.4 cents. Even if it's a fake out, if it's a bear flag that needs to play out, but there's a bull flag in disguise, that's what would happen. But right now, we haven't exactly, we got up there once and twice, but every time we try to break this down, it almost suggests like we want to break out of here and push the 64 cent area, or up to as high as 67. But yeah, I have, yeah, for anybody talking about the hair, so I haven't cut my hair, and it'll be 1 year in July, and I said I wouldn't cut my hair until XRP at $1, or maybe even all-time highs, and I think a lot of people thought I was joking. It's getting out of hand. It's the longest it's ever been in my life. It's even longer than when I went to California in 2015 when I didn't cut it for like 8 months. Now we're up over 10, almost 11. So yeah, my hair is getting very long. I should probably put a ponytail or something in, but I kind of like it just free flying. And I turned 40 in December of last year, so I feel very honored to have a hair like I do, because my dad is definitely thinning out. My brother, old Vincenzo, same thing. My hair just continues to grow, and I've been dyeing my hair since I was in my 20s, different colors. So it doesn't bother me to dye it, and I use ammonia-free stuff, so you really have to do it like every 4 weeks. But I don't. I haven't done it in a while, and you can see it in like right here. It's all changing colors, but I don't give a rat's ass. I'll do it when I feel the time. Maybe I'll do it in a couple weeks when I start seeing it pop more. But yeah, that's right. The more you know, the more you know. I'm not looking to be like Ninja, although his hair is blue, I think. My nephew, because he always talks about him, it pops up in my feeds now. You know, they're listening in on us. But no, I don't strip the color out. But I'll buy green and put it in, and you'll see it mixed in, so all my gray hairs will turn green. It's pretty cool, actually. And same with when I do blue. I've done blue on the air before. I've done purple. I really want to do purple again. I love doing it in the summer because the sun hits it and you can see it, the color. It's so awesome. And when people say stuff to me, I don't give a... What the hell do I care? People are afraid of me anyhow when they see me. They're like, look at this guy. They've been afraid of me since I was younger. And now that I've been... My muscles have gotten a lot bigger, too. It's nice. And now, you know, they're not, like, noticeably like a steroidal man. But I have been working out since 2 weeks before Halloween in 2022. Again. Lifting weights, except for my... 8 weeks that I missed in 23 from July 4th until September 4th when I broke my forearm and a couple fingers in my hand. And, you know, I have no insurance, so I had to medically fix myself, which I did a pretty good job. That's the only downfall of just being 1099 is that's a caveat. So anyhow... We've got this side of it with XRP. Could be a bull flag in the making within a bear flag. And at least it got up to 57 twice. But with it holding the support for a fourth time on the uptrend, if it pushes past that 537, look out for an attempted breakout. That's just me, a wise word for me to everybody again this holiday thinly traded weekend. Just pay attention. Pay attention. I can't remember. Is the market's still open tomorrow, correct? The market's still open tomorrow, isn't it? I don't know, though. I think it's still open tomorrow. I'm pretty sure the markets are open tomorrow. I think it's just closed Monday. The regular schedule of Monday through Friday is the stock market open. Wait a minute. Yeah, somebody just tell me before I lose my mind because I don't feel like searching for it. But if somebody knows, I believe the market's open tomorrow and just closed on Monday. But what do I really know? I did so much stuff today I can't even speak straight. I've already walked like 13,000 steps. It's been a long day. Cut my grass, did a whole bunch of stuff. I've been getting 20 gallons of dirt for, you know, where I live in Clawson. They have a big dirt pile with wood chips and all this stuff right next to the firehouse. It's in the fire station's parking lot, but they dump all the fresh soil. It's really nice soil for gardening and stuff. And I go there every day with my 4 bucket. I got 3 buckets in my potato sack that it carries 5 gallons of dirt. Put it in the back of Julie's car, and every day when we pick up our son from school, we stop at the dirt pile, which is like less than 5 minutes from the school, and we fill up 20 gallons of dirt. And I've been doing this for like, I did it a lot in my yard, but I've probably taken 300 to 400 gallons of dirt already. And it's not cheap dirt, and it's not, it's like like if you bought gardening soil. It's real nice topsoil. So I think that's a blessing. And you know, with how high my taxes are, I'm gonna take advantage of all this shit as I'm about to get hit with the summer tax bill. That's probably gonna cost me anywhere between $4,000 and $5,000 just for the summer this year, maybe more. So I'm gonna take all the dirt I need. And then XRP within the cup and handle at them. Just pay attention to this. You really want to see XRP holding this 51.4 cents. And yeah, the market, everybody's saying it's open tomorrow. That's what I thought. I was thinking it was just closed Monday, but I just wanted to make sure. So we've got one more big day of trading tomorrow, and then we go into the long holiday weekend. My son's holiday weekend started today, which is awesome. Open to see NVIDIA, tired of winning. NVIDIA, you know, NVIDIA is hot. It's just, if you've been in it, it's good. But if you're trying to buy it after the big rally, you just got to be careful. Just like, wait a minute, was NVIDIA the one that announced a 10-to-1 stock split? So it'd go from 1,000 to 100? Somebody did today. I can't remember who it was. They do not have any dirt on me, Randad. And thank you so much for the for being Tom Summer for over 2 years with the XP589 Moonbeds. I may not talk about all this stuff, but I am very honed in on the markets. I would not mind, and I know a lot of you are talking about all this other stuff, but I'm very, 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 very interested in the energy sector right now, as it's starting to reverse. And back in 2018 and 2020, I made a shitload in the energy sector. And it seems like we're doing the same kind of trajectory now that we did back in 2018. And that's when I first really started to learn trading, and I made a fortune off the energy sector. And right now, I think it's going to happen again. And I have $1,000 right now, because I've been building up in Cash App. Like when I make strategic trades and I say I took money out, now I've got $1,100 to spare in Cash App so that I can take trades. My B2 gold is down a little bit. It's down to $7,851 in value. I put in it's still up over 600 bucks, but it was down a couple $100 today. Let's see where their dividend went, as I like to be very transparent. Yeah, up $602, which I don't care about that. I care about collecting the dividend until we start to move up. As this time I wasn't bouncing in and out because it's not the right time right now. Up 5 points. It's a 5.67% dividend there. But the energy company, I know I saved it in here, that I'm very interested in, and I've been watching it. I just, for some reason, I haven't got the name stuck in my head. What the hell is this company? Let's see if I can. But it's there's a lot of them, though. There's a lot of companies that are out here. But has anybody looked into the energy sector? Just out of curiosity. I'm just curious. But I'll look at this after. We'll talk about this later because we don't got time today anyhow. Wait a minute. Is this the one? Because there was one where their financials looked absolutely horrendous. But they were down like for the month, or not the month. They were down on a yearly, but I think it's, I really want to say, man, there's two of them that I know I've been looking at. But the Suncor Energy, I'm not sure about. But there was Sunrun. Over the last month, though, it's up. But the last year, it's still down 28%. It's just their numbers in the chart, even if it looks spectacular to me, their net profit the last 12 months, they lost $1.545 billion. So I understand a lot of that's because of the discrepancy in pricing. But there's some energy ones out there that we're going to talk more about in the future. I'm telling you, that's one that I can see, just like precious metals are running, just like gold and silver. That's one market that's going to end up boosting. And we're going into the summer season, folks. It's very expensive to heat or cool your houses in the summer in the United States now. My bills are going to probably be $350 to $400 a month, if I'm lucky. Because we had a 30% increase last year. Something like that. It got passed secretly in Michigan, but it was something like 30% it went up. Between our consumers and DT and the other one we have here. I don't disagree with that, John. So, if anybody's interested, I will be doing some of that during the lives, just like how I've been talking about the commodities and stuff, and how I was pushing precious metals, which the prices are just, they look like they're in outer space at $2,330 for gold and $30 for silver from where we started. But I assure you, we're still on Earth. We're still on Earth. But yeah, I mean, that's basically what I want to talk about today. Bitcoin at 67,663, down 2.15% to 1484. Yeah, B2 gold's down to about $2.72, I think it was, when we were talking about it. It's up from the recent buying at 253, but this is more for, it's, you're at 17% on Petro. What, 17% for the dividend right now? It's back up that high. Is that for PBR? Because they had cut the dividend. I was in it for a long time when the dividend was up higher. That's 7.5% for the one I was in before. That's still getting back up there. I'm thinking of, yeah. Whales, me too. I'm thinking about buying more, but I've already got 2,864 shares. But I'm definitely thinking about buying more as well. So with Bitcoin, we still are very much in this inverse head and shoulders, and we've already broken out of a pennant flag. The obvious thing would be if it breaks down, we could retest this area at 64,870. It wouldn't be a problem. It really wouldn't, because the technical breakdown would have brought you back in that area. This is invalidated now. But I don't know, man. Something else is forming here. Like, every time I look at this pattern in the last few hours, this is all I can see in my head. This is it. Every damn time. I can't unsee that. Like, that's the major resistance right now. Like, if Bitcoin gets over that area, 88,000's coming. Like, that's pretty much what's holding us between 88,000. If it breaks that, this pennant flag's going to play true. And it would actually be somewhat of a spectacular thing to see. I really would like to see a recovery, though. By just a little bit. Velo is golden. Yeah, Velo. And I'm going to look at AMP as well. So we're done with the traditional coverage. Let's get into some of these other ones for the ones who are very, very active in the community. AMP is down 3.22% and very much could be presenting a nice opportunity here. As AMP, I know from personal experience, if you're taking a shot on it, you want... Oh, shit. Oh, let me go back. But you want it to be as close to that uptrending support as possible. Just from personal experience in the history of this chart, and you can see it perfectly why now, because I had to reset it. Look where these uptrends are. You want to be within this uptrend. And it came back here again. But it's very, very important for AMP's chart to be buying on that uptrend if you're going to take a shot. Otherwise, you're in trouble with the drops. So right now, AMP is absolutely in a spot right now at 6.9, where it's got a floor right now at 6.75. This is actually a very nice spot for AMP. This is what I was waiting for, something like this, to be honest with you. That's only about a 2.2% risk. And AMP isn't something that I like to leverage trade. AMP's something that I prefer to buy just spot. And it's at a very favorable position right now. I'm not going to lie. It's really at a nice spot. Did anybody else buy AMP on this drop back down to the support? I'm just curious. Unless it ends up breaking down and losing this uptrend. But that's why you would take your stop loss in that area if you were into this. So I just want to take a quick look at something very quickly. So who's in AMP? The only thing about the Ethereum ETF, I can't find anything from the SEC officially because part of their site crashed. But it's speculation and conjecture right now that the SEC approved, I believe it's 9 spot ETFs for Ethereum. Yes, Julie? Why? I'm the next person in line for the 5-3. You have AMP? Yeah, so I personally have been waiting for this drop on AMP, and I've been very transparent to everybody about that. 688 was a good level, I thought. It's about a 2.2% risk, so on $2,000, that's about a $44 risk. So just in a show of unity, I think I'm going to buy some AMP. And we're going to see what happens. But I need to see a little bit more. You know, we'll go over this a little bit more. But I think you have an exhaustion candle. You've got the 30-minute candle, but you want to make sure that this is ready to rotate. So you got what looks like a W reversal. So I think you'll get one more shot likely, as it may retest in the smaller time. Let's just see where we're at in the RSI. Here you go, Julie. Let's just say... Okay, see, in the 3-minute and the 1-minute, we should get a better opportunity. Now, you can't take this verbatimly, but I think, personally, with past experience, that this will come down to 684 area. Test that neckline, test that inverse left shoulder or arm. I think it's going to come down to 684 roughly. And we'll see. If it comes down to 684, I may buy $2,000 live on the air. And then whatever happens, happens, folks. I am very comfortable with my trading style, as it's done very well for me. but I wait for moments. I did not buy AMP like I wanted to earlier in the week up near 7.1. I refused, even though I really wanted to, because I said you sell resistance, buy support. Right now it's back testing the support line, but I suspect it's going to come down here rather quickly, somewhere around the 684 level, to exhaust the shorter time frames. 15-minute, it should come up for a rejection if it's positive. This looks like an inverse head and shoulders could be playing out here with a W reversal, but it could also break down, so let's be very cautiously optimistic. So we've got that playing out. So you got inverse arm, inverse head. So your inverse arm would have to come back something like that. That's what I'm expecting, something like that. If you go back into the 2 hourly, you see a very clear W reversal starting to form, and even if it does, it can very easily create this inverse head and shoulders. So what I'm saying is boom, and then so basically to the inverse left arm, to the head, and now you would expect maybe something like that. So ba-boom, 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 and out. And you can see that reversal trying, but that's just what we need to see now if this plays true, because you had a very big build-up here with the RSI, and it was extremely oversold. And it looks like a topping reversal, which means this is the right arm for the come down. So, but we'll see, because if it invalidates the structure, let me just tell you the caveat here, folks. And I'll do it from right here because we have a very clear area. Let's just say this breaks down and we invalidate this structure and we can't hold it for whatever reason, which right now it's suggesting otherwise. This would bring you down to around the 660, which to me, it's not a end of the world scenario. That's not that. If it dropped down there, it would be so oversold in the shorter time frames. I'd have no choice but to back test. But let's just say from 6.9, I mean, in real terms, you're looking at a 4.2% drop. So even on $2,000, that's less than a $100 risk. And at that point, it'd be a great spot to hold or pull more into. So I'm just saying, I think there's something, some kind of opportunity that's trying to, where the hell did AMP go? Now it's pulling that with AMP. And I know I'm here a little bit longer today. For the ones who are still sticking around, you're getting a lesson. I think these are the moments that more people should stick around and be involved. This is how we have opportunity. This is where we find our opportunity. Real time. This is where we find our opportunity. Can't stress it enough. I do this all the time, especially towards the end. But this will be the last thing I cover, and then I got to go because me and Julie got to get something to eat. We are hungry. We did not eat dinner, so I'm going to have to order something. I'm not making something at 6:30. And Julie had a busy day, so I told her not. I didn't want her to cook. Very busy day. Her 17-year-old has prom tonight, so I was busy. Busy. Where the heck was my AMP chart? I don't remember which one I was on. No. It was the one that I have on here. You didn't do anything to that, Julie. What the hell one? Does anybody remember which one I was using for AMP? I would hate to have to go through this whole thing, but I will. I don't think it was BITUNIX. I feel like I was using... What the heck would I have been using? I don't get it. What, MEXC doesn't... I thought MEXC had AMP. Because I always use something on MEXC if I can. Because it closely correlates with BITUNIX, I've noticed. Oh, I did it on Coinbase. Okay. Beautiful. Mr. Anthony Carter, welcome in. Hashtags mother second choice. You made it in right at the end, but you still made it in is the most important thing. So, let's see. With this, hopefully I didn't miss any kind of move here. So, it's back testing right now like we wanted. Let's see in the 1 minute. It's doing exactly what we want right now. I want this to create this inverse shoulder here, which it's doing right now. So basically what you could say, and this is the perfect area if you think it's going to hold, and then we can see it's about a 4 point something % drop in invalid. So left shoulder, head, right shoulder. If it's going to play out, boom, 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 well, boom, boom, and then it's creating it right now. It looks like it's setting something up. Yes or no, do you think AMP breaks out right here? That's a nice V-shaped recovery, and we're back testing the breakout as we speak. Now if we look at some bigger candles before I leave, 2 hourly looks pretty inverted after a attempted reversal. The 3 hourly, I don't know, these are kind of hard to digest here. The 4 hourly was an engulfing candle, but it's trying to pull back up. So the bottom line is here, watch that line that I put out there. Watch that area. Otherwise, it's a 4-point-something% drop if it gets confirmed. But that's not the end of the world. It's really not. That's a very weird setup. If it holds this structure, I would anticipate a relatively sweet bounce back here. It would. This would be a relatively nice bounce back if it happens. Man, oh man. Yep, EOC. I read a few of them about the alleged passing of the Ethereum ETF. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens, and hope that this is true. But yeah, so that's what I'm seeing with AMP. If we look at it from a daily perspective, it's had actually a healthy candle because it pulled down, but it was all wick to the bottom. Now we pulled back up even over this area. It's starting to try to show some strength here. If we get a strong bounce, because of, if this ends up being true with Ethereum, we could get a relatively strong bounce in some of these currencies. It's just, you just got to be careful, because if it loses this, the technical drop would be 660, which is not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It's not. It's just we have to be cautiously optimistic. The 15's engulfing to the downside, which I expected. That's not a surprise to me right here on this 15-minute. That's why I said I'd wait until the 684, or the, what was this level? 684 to see if it comes down there. 5-minute. It still looks like it could have a little bit of retrace. We'll see, though. So just pay close attention to this. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and have a blessed evening. I thank you all so